Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to talk on this UFC fighter that just, for some reason, decided that it would be a good idea to go after Michelle Obama. And it's like, my thing is this: if you thought you was going to have a promising career, I guarantee and I promise you. So today, I will have to say this is probably, the funny thing is, he makes this comment about Michelle Obama, and Michelle Obama started trending. So still, people don't care about you, bro. But I feel like that the day where you get the trending and people start talking about you and people start acknowledging your existence is the day you lose your first fight. Because I'm saying, bro, like, it's funny, again, nobody knew who you were before you made these comments about Michelle Obama. And my thing is this, though. What did the Obamas do to you? I mean, do to you personally. Not some stuff where it's all like, oh, I'm a fan of Trump. He don't like the Obamas, so I now don't like the Obamas. Do people have that much control over your head? I'm saying, like, people like that, I feel like that they do more harm to the world than good. Because it's like you're a mindless follower. You're not leading people into great things. You're the one that's following behind somebody that's leading. But that's the thing, though. If we're talking about Trump, he ain't leading nobody into no great things. He's leading people into destruction. So that's why I'm like, yeah, bruh, you got your priorities all wrong. If that's who your leader is, if that's who you want to follow behind, man, I would have liked to have known like what was going on behind closed doors, because I feel like that Trump, he might, I guess, to a Trump supporter, they'll go out and say, oh yeah, Trump, he's such a classy president, he's this and he's that, and he, man be falling asleep at places, then probably wakes up and then just starts trash talking people that he don't like. I'm saying, like, how is it that somebody, I don't know overall if this UFC fighter and Trump, they done had conversations before, but if they haven't, then it's like, okay, your first time meeting him, and then you all of a sudden got this. It's either you were doing that to get attention or you were doing that because Trump got in your ear. But I'm like, man, I see this way too often where I'm like, man, people have that much control over another person and they're not allowed to think of their own. And I'm like, man, it's sad. It's a sad world we live in. It's like you would think that people, like, he a grown man and it's like you're having to follow behind. And you would think that at his age, like, he's not that much. No, he's actually younger than me. Yeah, he a year younger than me. And he don't look like it, though. Like, if you guys look up, yeah, his name is Josh Hokett, and he don't look like he's younger than me. Like, I'm looking at his ESPN picture. That man does not look like he's no 28 years old. Like, that's crazy. Like, even in day, because he did play football, but he failed at that. And even in his football picture, like, he looks like he was 28, like, about 10, like, maybe back in, like, this looks like a 2013 photo. And it looked like he could have been 28 back then. But yeah, now it's like, bruh, you look like you should be retiring. Like, that's crazy. I think he's just, I don't know, maybe it's genetics or something. I'm like, he come from an old family or something. That's crazy. And that's the thing where it's like, here it is, you're talking about people, but it's like, bro, look at you. What was that one I think it was a reality TV show, and the guy, like, they were all, like, everybody was just sitting down arguing, like most reality TV shows, but everybody was sitting down and arguing, but it was these 1-2 people where they got to arguing the most with each other, and the girl says something, and the guy goes, and he was all like, I don't know, why are you 25 and you look like you're 50? It's one of those things where it's like, because it was so rapid, that's what made it funny. Now, it was messed up to the woman, but yeah, no, I feel like that's the situation with this guy. He don't look like he's starting off his MMA career. It looks like he should be finishing it. Like, that's crazy, man. I don't know. He got one of them old age bodies and things, but anyways, but yeah, no, just, I guess, like, talking more so about that type of behavior, because I feel like there ain't really a whole lot to say about this guy. His name is Josh Hokett. He don't like Michelle Obama for some odd reason, or he thinks Michelle Obama is a man. And I just think that, I guess, like, to just speak a little bit more on him, it's like, if this is how you're acting at 28 years old, it's that's sad. I think that mentally, yeah, you're allowed to have your, political views and all that stuff. But if it's going to be disrespectful, it's like, yeah, bro, you 28 years old and this is how you carrying on. That's just, it's sad. But that's the thing, though. It might be sad not surprising. I've seen this one too many times with people, and then, like I was saying, talking on this type of behavior is that people, I feel like that they're misguided. Like you don't really see a whole lot about this guy's personal life besides he was really into sports when he growing up. It looked like he did a little bit of wrestling, then he did football, tried to make it as a pro football player. Even got signed to the 49ers. No. Oh, no. Okay, so no, yeah, he did get signed to the 49ers, and then I think he must have got waived or traded. So wait a minute. So they was like, after going unselected in the 2020 NFL draft, Hokit was signed by the San Francisco 49ers as an undrafted free agent. He was waived at the final roster cuts but re-signed to the practice squad the next day. He was placed on the COVID-19 reserve list on December 23rd and activated on December 28th. Hokit was signed to a future contract in January 4th, 2021. He was waived at the 2021 final roster cuts, but re-signed to the practice. Dang, just cut and re-sign. He was placed on the reserve COVID list, and so he signed it. Yeah, it's just saying the same thing. And then they was like, then he was waived. So yeah, it was like the NFL seen something that we didn't see and things. And that's why I'm like, man, you would think that, okay, I now have the opportunity to get my life together. Oh man, I get this opportunity to fight in Bellator, and now I get to fight in these other not wrestling, but MMA shows, and now I got a chance to be a part of the UFC. Now they done gave me the mic. What could I possibly say? You decided at 28 years old you want to go out on either TV, live stream, whatever it was, and say that Michelle Obama was a man. That's the thing that I don't think a lot of people understand is that Michelle Obama, she got fans kind of like Beyonce, Beyonce fans and stuff. Like there are some ride or die Michelle Obama fans, and that's why I'm like, Michelle Obama, if I was a part of the Republican Party, Michelle Obama, just overall the Obamas in general, I wouldn't go after them. I'm like, nah man, all I just want to do is get into politics, be a part of this party and go on and so on, but I ain't got no reason to disrespect people. Because, yeah, it's like at the end of the day, they ain't said nothing crazy to me, so why should I say something crazy to them? And people don't think along those lines, It's like you see somebody that you're a fan of hating on somebody, so it's like, oh, well, I don't have the free will to be my own person. I'm going to go out and hate on this person now. And it's sad seeing that, It's overall sad seeing that. But, yeah, it's like throughout the years of me being a content creator, I've just seen it one too many times where people are like, they just can't, I guess like following their own footsteps. They gotta follow in somebody else's footsteps. And then I feel like that at some point in time they were finally given the opportunity to be given a microphone and say something. Then yeah, it's like, I guess with him, he just said something stupid, but not so much with right now, like the whole comments that he made about Michelle Obama. I'm saying more so in the future. I feel like that there is going to be at a point in time where the spotlight is on him. People are curious on what he has to say to the world, like what motivation that he can put out there and stuff. It is going to be the most ignorant answer where it's like, fam, how did you make it this far in life? Like, no, seriously, like you seem like you should need help. And then you're in a sport where you're constantly getting hit upside the head, kicked upside the head, choked out to the point where you pass out. Yeah, it's just this man is just actively losing brain cells. Been losing brain cells, I think, ever since he started getting into contact sports and stuff. So yeah, and I think that's why you're making comments like that. And it's like, and that's the thing too, where it's like, you get a hold of this information that allegedly Michelle Obama is a man. Why is it that you're speaking out about this? Why is it? But on top of that too, do you not know how the reproductive system works? Do you not know how, I guess, because last I checked, a man and a woman, they fall in love. Like this is that conversation. But a man and a woman, because I feel like you need to explain it to people like him. Maybe he don't have a woman in his life, and that's why he don't know what a woman look like and things. He don't know too much about women and stuff. So, but anyways, yeah, a man and a woman, one being named Barack Obama, the other one being named Michelle Obama. They love one another, and then fast forward some years down the road, they build a family. But it takes a man and a woman. What part of that do you not understand? See, that's why I'm like, man, I just don't. At times when I hear like just certain people talk, I don't know if I'm in the year 2026 or if I'm in the year 2013, because this seemed like this should be one of those conspiracy theory videos that was going viral all the way back then and stuff. But yeah, man, it just it's sad and it sucks. You just see a good mind get wasted on some old dumb stuff, but. Yeah, it's like what could you possibly do, So, but anyways, yeah, I had to do a little bit of research about this guy because it was funny. So I go on Twitter and I see that Michelle Obama is trending. So I'm thinking to myself, because I knew that this UFC event was happening today, and I'm like, I know they ain't gonna have Michelle Obama in the crowd. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that she was gonna be there watching the show, and I'm like, Michelle Obama at this show? I'm like, what's going on here? And so then, yeah, that's why I clicked on it. And it's funny because you click on it, and that's how you see this guy. And it's like, fam, you had to go viral off of another person's name. You didn't go, here it is. You put everything you could into winning this fight, yet nobody cares about it. Nobody's talking about it. Let's just see if even TMZ, because sometimes TMZ, they like to talk about, like, when an athlete wins, whether it's like the NBA, the NFL, even I feel like at times they'll talk on wrestling and stuff. But okay, so the first thing that they show is, yeah, to him making the comments about Michelle Obama. But let's see. Nope, they're not talking about him. They're talking on they're talking on models. Okay, so they're talking on quite a few different other people a part of this UFC event, but other than that, yeah, they're not really talking about him. Dang, that's crazy, man. It's like, here it is, they talking about other fighters winning and all that stuff, but it gets down to you, and the only thing that they're talking about is a comment that you made about somebody. So that just overall tells me that his fights might not be all that good. And, and I think that's overall what it is. Because when you look at, he's undefeated. So for those that don't know, yeah, he is undefeated. But I personally believe that he was going up against some nobodies or people that were getting ready to retire. And they're all like, hey, yeah, let me just go ahead, take this fight real quick. I get paid. So overall, yeah, if anything happens, I'm all like, yeah, it's like medical bills and all that stuff is all covered. So yeah, I'm just pretty much just, I'm getting me a check to, to just get beaten up for a little bit. And I just feel like that's the mindset of his opponents, or they're like, well, I'm getting ready to retire, so might as well help this kid build a name up for himself. But eventually, and this is where I feel like the world will see him for who he is and stuff. So in the future, there is going to be a day where he goes up against somebody, not realizing this person knows a little bit more about him when it comes to MMA and fighting and all that stuff. So he's going to accept this fight. He's going to underestimate this person. Fight's going to happen. Who knows? First round knockout, maybe. Second round knockout, maybe. Third round knockout. At some point in time, he's going to get humbled. He's going to lose. And that, my friends, will be the day where people know who Josh Hokit is. Because even right now, people are just saying UFC fighter makes a crazy comment about Michelle Obama. But still, at the end of the day, the only main subject, the only thing that's worth, I guess, caring about is Michelle Obama. In that whole sequence of you making that comment, the only person that went viral is Michelle Obama. You, on the other hand, let me just check Twitter again. Yeah, still nothing. I'm like, let me just see, click on show more. Maybe I gotta do that and stuff. Nope. Still nothing. The only things that's trending is Streamer University, Michelle Obama, of course. A money sign, LBM, UFC White House, and then UFC Freedom 250. So yeah, bro, it's like you're a nobody. I think that just needs to be established. You're a nobody. Don't nobody know who you are. Don't nobody care for knowing who you are. But if this is all that you can bring to the table, like that's your version of a intellectual conversation, is making false accusations against people, then yeah, it's like, fam, you're not a conversating person. Nobody ain't going to you for a conversation and stuff. But if that's what you bring to the table for a conversation, I can see why people don't go to you for a conversation. But Yeah, anyways, it's just one of those things where I'm like, yeah, it's just people out there. It's just a lot of learning that they got to do as a human. And I feel like that maybe if he had somebody that he cared for in his life, he would have a better understanding on why that does more damage than good. And it's like, you don't know what's going through her mind. And so making a comment like that, and it's all fueled based off of another person's hatred. Yeah, I just think that that's crazy. I just think that people, they need to realize that, hey, you are in control of your brain, correct? Like you have the free will to think whatever you want to think, do whatever you want to do. But if you're having to wait for somebody to tell you what moves to make, what to do, what not to do, and all of that, and then somebody says, oh, go up there and say Michelle Obama is a man off of a dare or whatever, and it's like, yeah, bro, you at some point in time, I feel like it is going to hit him that it's like, dang, man, I can't think for myself. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow or subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.